Hi guys, it's Quinn here, and as always, if you appreciate my content, please hit the like button. It's the only way to make the YouTube algorithm really see that my videos have been uploaded. So we got our Dune movie, and most of us really enjoyed it, and basically all of us, whether we enjoyed it or not, are waiting for the sequel to come out. So the sequel to Dune Part 1 has already been confirmed by Legendary, and they're planning on releasing it in October of 2023. So that's more than a year off at this point, but hey, we also waited years for this first movie to come out, with it being backed up several times, so that we can wait a little bit longer for Dune Part 2. Now, the script for Dune Part 2 was apparently written at the same time as Dune Part 1 because the rumor is that Denis Villeneuve wanted to film both of the movies at the same time, but the studio was like, no, wait to see how the first one does, and then we'll let you do the second one. So these scripts were apparently written at the same time, and Denis Villeneuve, of course, co-wrote these scripts with John Spates, who I actually think is a brilliant screenwriter, but doesn't get a lot of credit because people blame him for the mess that was Prometheus, when he didn't really have anything to do with the movie being as messy as it was, and actually contributed to some of the good ideas in that movie. So I, for one, am really looking forward to seeing how Dune Part 2 plays out, and for the ways that it will be similar and different from the book. As far as filming goes, we know that filming for this movie starts July of this year, so that's just a few months away. Now, the filming process will probably take a few months, but the bulk of the time that we'll be waiting for this movie will be spent on editing, and also the movie studio just has to wait for the proper time to release the movie, considering when other movies are coming out, and considering what's the best time for a film like this. And as for what will be in this movie, I can't say 100%, but it is based off of the second half, the original Dune book. And in the book, there is a bit of a time jump, and I'm wondering how Denis Villeneuve is going to handle that, because in the David Lynch Dune movie, the second half of the movie is kind of like a montage, and it makes it just very impersonal, and you don't really feel for anybody. Hopefully Denis Villeneuve learns from the mistakes of David Lynch and doesn't do that, and finds a better way to portray like time passing by. He could do it through flash forwards or flashbacks or maybe some other way, but it is a necessity that a lot of time passes while Paul and Jessica are in the desert. A lot of things change for the Fremen, and a lot of things change on Arrakis. And Paul and Jessica, too, are changing people and constantly evolving and growing. Paul is really on this evolutionary process to something that's kind of inhuman. So it'll be interesting seeing that portrayed in the movie, as well as getting to know more of the Fremen, getting to know Chani more, getting to know Stilgar, just getting to know the ways of the desert, and just seeing Fremen culture really come to life on screen in a way that we really have never seen before. Certainly not in David Lynch's Dune. We got a little bit of it in the miniseries, but this is an entirely different caliber of quality. So if I could just list off a few wishes that I hope to see in Dune Part 2. Number 1, I would like to see lambent orange glowing flames inside of the sandworm's mouth. In the book, it mentions that the sandworms have an internal furnace, and when you look into their mouths, you can kind of see it glowing, and you can kind of feel the heat coming off of them. So I would love some acknowledgement of that in the second movie. Number 2, I would love to see a guild navigator, as well as to get some more explanation to how space folding and space navigation actually works in Denis Villeneuve's version of the Dune universe, because we didn't really get to see much of that in the first movie, so I would love to in the second film. And also something that's not even in the book that I would love to see in this movie is just more Bene Gesserit stuff. I would love to see like some of the Bene Gesserit homeworld, maybe Chapter House or Wallach 9, them discussing what has happened on Dune, just an extra scene, because I just found Denis Villeneuve's portrayal of the Bene Gesserit to be so interesting and mysterious. So I really do hope we get more of them. And I'm also really excited to see Paul's sister Aaliyah come into play. The David Lynch Aaliyah is actually great, and hopefully Denis Villeneuve does his character justice and makes her creepy and weird like the David Lynch character and like the book version. There's a really awesome scene that I'm looking forward to seeing involving Aaliyah and the Reverend Mother Geis Helen Mohayim and the Emperor as well. And it's the climax of the book, and it's such an amazing scene. And I'm just sure Denis Villeneuve's version is going to be intense and epic. And lastly, I'm just excited to see the royal family. We still don't have any real details about who's going to play the Emperor, who's going to play the Princess Irulan. So we'll just have to wait and see. I'm really looking forward to see the grandiosity of the royal family. And I'm also interested to see how Denis Villeneuve portrays the decadence of like the supreme ruling class in the Empire, because the thing about the Emperor is he's very, very rich and very, very decadent. He takes and he takes and takes, and that's kind of a theme among the very, 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 very elite in the Dune universe, is they kind of don't know when enough is enough, and that's true of the Harkonnens as well. So Dune Part 2 is my most anticipated movie of 2023, of course, and I hope you guys are excited as I am. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you check out my other videos. Peace out, guys.